In the dead of night, Sardinia's angel of death slips through your door. One swift blow of her mallet, and your suffering is over. Would you dare to meet La Accabadora? She who finishes things. Imagine the dark night with no moon. A little light comes from a window that's closed tight. It's the only sign of anyone awake in a sleeping village. But tonight, some people won't just sleep. Tonight, a shadow moves. It's someone always wearing black, a woman with lines on her face and a long lace cloth hiding her head. She moves quietly, like dust in the light. In her hand, she holds a simple wooden hammer, like a plane stick. No one says her name. If you did, it might make her look at you, like you know what's coming. She is just La Accabadora, like a ghost that had to be born, a creature from the time between day and night. A long time ago, when people were very sick and there were no clean hospitals, they would suffer for many days, getting weaker. Each breath was hard, each moment painful. Their families, with rough hands from working hard, watched them die, feeling very sad and helpless. In this sad place, a strange custom started. It was as weird as the twisted olive trees on the hills. When the pain was too much, when the light in their eyes was almost gone, the village would quietly ask for help. They would call La Accabadora. No money was given, because it was bad luck to pay for taking a life, even to be kind. Instead, they prayed, left their doors unlocked, and waited. Only quiet, desperate prayers were the payment. The stories about how she did it are not clear, hidden by fear. Some whisper about a soft rope, quickly and secretly tightened to stop their breath. Others say she used her hands, strong but gentle, pressing on tired faces until they stopped moving and were very still. But the scariest stories talk about the hammer, lifted high in the dim light of a moving candle, a dark shape against the pale walls. Then a fast, strong hit. On the head, they say, or the back of the neck. An end so complete and quick that the suffering didn't even have time to cry out. Think about the quiet that comes next. Not the peaceful quiet of sleep, but emptiness. A silence so deep, it feels like it swallows all sound. No last breath, no quiet goodbye, no final ask for water. Just nothing. People say that even the old stone statues of holy people in the village square turn their faces away at that moment, like they can't watch this sad, final thing. Scholar Gina Meal thinks La Accabadora wasn't born evil. The world around her, afraid of what they couldn't understand, called her bad. In a time when men, priests, and fighters had all the power, a woman who could decide who lived and died broke all the rules of God and people. Hundreds of years passed, and the whispers became old stories, scary tales told quietly. But in 2009, a writer from Sardinia named Michela Murgia brought the legend back in her spooky book. A simple woman who sewed during the day, Bonaria Orai became La Accabadora at night. Her life became connected to a young girl named Maria. Through their story, Murgia showed how hard it is to tell the difference between being kind and judging someone, and how complicated it is to do something out of kindness that ends a life. But even in stories, the old fears stick around like shadows. One Akabadora for each time, always a woman, always hidden and mysterious. The one chosen, or maybe burdened, to quietly take souls to the unknown place. Close your eyes. Imagine you are lying sick, held tight by pain that won't stop. The door to your room creaks open slowly, a sound that makes you shiver. The light of the candle beside you moves wildly, making shadows dance on the walls. And there she is, a black shape against the dim light, the wooden hammer in her hand, ready. In her quietness, you don't hear her voice, but the quiet voices of the village says, "Let her end your suffering." The hit is fast, kind, and suddenly you feel like you're floating, light, free from the pain that held you. A quiet comes down, deeper than any sleep you've ever had. A single door clicks shut far away, sealing your fate and hers. La Akabadora stays in our minds because she shows us the strange puzzle of how life ends. The scary dance between fear and relief, judging and being very kind, old customs and quietly going against what's normal. She reminds us that wanting to stop someone's pain, even in the most final way, can come from a love so strong and desperate that it dares to fight against the deep silence of death itself. As the wind carries her story down the lonely hills of Sardinia, we are left with hard questions. What would we do for the people we love when things are too much to bear? Where do we decide if we are helping or just making things end faster? In the quiet of the night, listen closely. Can you hear the softest steps on the stone path outside your window? The quiet sound of cloth moving in the dark? Remember, some secrets are born in the deepest shadows, meant to be finished, not just forgotten. Have you heard other quiet, strange stories about kindness and mystery? Tales that make you wonder? We want to know. Click like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and tell us what you think. What scares you? Your own spooky stories in the comments below. Until next time, keep your lights on against the growing darkness. And keep your hearts open to the stories waiting for us in the shadows, because they often hold the most important truths.